in the last few years, Providence has had guys like Jordan Schwartz, Colby Cave, and now Cameron Hughes. What does it mean to a coach to have a guy who you can depend on in just about every situation and put out there and know he's going to do the job?
It's everything. I as a coach, when you put a guy over the boards, you have that feeling inside you. I'm not sure how this is going to go, and you have that a lot with some players, and then with some other players, you put them over the boards, and you certainly know you can't control things, but you do know that this player is going to have the intention to do all the right things, and that's what Hughesy does. Really, he's done that since he's been here. So, as you said, those two former players, Schwarzy and Caver, were very similar, playing significant minutes and very important roles, throughout the games. And Hughesy does that equally as well. And those guys are the glue guys. They keep everything together. When things go awry, like they always do in a game, they're the first guy you look for. So he's been outstanding with that.
Jack Studnicka, the offense hasn't been there for him lately. How would you assess his play in the last little while?
Well, I thought today he was very good. I thought that I think he'll be the first to say it. He's been in and out with the way he wants to play the game. I think the last couple of games he's been a little frustrated, but I thought today, as the game went along, especially, it was the Jack Studnicka of wanting to make a difference really every time he's over the boards. He took pucks to the net, great net front, had a couple tips, I think, that almost went in. They're going to come if he plays like that. I thought he was really, really good today. And that's really the only thing I'm watching is the last game. We've talked a lot before with these younger players and going up and down and all around. It takes some time, and he's battling through it. But I thought today was a pretty good performance for him and one to build off of.
And last from me, Eddie Trelmax. I believe he sat out a game as a healthy scratch, but he really had his feet moving today and was impressive. I thought from a skating standpoint, and had some good chances. What did you think of his game?
Yeah, we certainly like Eddie's game. He plays that straight line game. He's got powerful strides to get to things and win pucks. He plays inside. Certainly willing to shoot pucks and dog them and get them back. And I thought he complemented that line well. It was a good opportunity for him to play up the lineup and play with some pretty good players. I thought he was just fine. We're excited to have him, in the mix for the next year as well. And certainly wanted to see where he'd fit today. I thought he did a nice job.
Thanks, Jay.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll go over to Patrick Williams.
Yeah, Jay, Paul Carey had a goal today. He started to heat up now. What does he bring to the team, obviously, on a day-to-day basis? And why is he being able to come out of that little bit of goal-scoring funk that he was in earlier?
Well, goal scoring is so fickle. Yeah, it's such a challenge. I certainly wasn't one to ever figure that one out. So not exactly sure how to, but Paul came in, scored 22 goals in 30 games for us, something about it. And then the next year he falls up with another 20-goal campaign. And so he certainly knows how to score goals. But for whatever reason, they weren't going in early for him. But I think he's always stuck with it. He's a true pro. He wants to score. And I think at times gets a little frustrated with it, like anyone would. But, he keeps pushing. He works his tail off in practice. He's a great example for our younger players. And I think this is another great example of showing some perseverance through a tough stretch where he wasn't scoring the way he'd like. And now you're starting to see the fruits of all that, of his labors the last couple months. So that's exactly what he does. He's a great example for our young kids. He's got a terrific demeanor with our guys. He's very well liked in the room, very well respected. They admire him for many things. Obviously, number one, just the way he treats people, but then also where he's been and how he goes about his business.
And then one other thing, the league officially announced no playoffs for this season. It's not a surprise, but do you have any general thoughts on that?
Well, certainly disappointed. I think we all knew where that was going to go, but the finality of it certainly sinks in. I mean, as a professional hockey player, and I guess I've been in pro hockey for close to 20 years now, and I can't remember. I've never had a time where we weren't trying to play for something. And we're certainly playing for pride here, and I think the guys have done a really outstanding job, coming to work every day. But it's no secret that the big carrot at the end of the tunnel is what we all play for, that trophy, and we really haven't had that trophy to play for in the last 2 years. Yeah. It's disappointed. I'm disappointed really for the players. You don't get these years back, but that's the world. I think there's obviously much bigger problems out there. But if you ask me about no playoffs, it's certainly disappointing. We're just going to have to do our best to get through the next 3 games, play them as best as we can, and hopefully get ready for a full season next year where we can fight for that cup once again.
Thank you.
All right, guys, we'll close it out with a question from Gary Azira.
Jay, I just want to get your thoughts on Dan Vladar today. Obviously, just that one goal in, but did perform very well in the shootout, obviously getting to 8 rounds. Just your thoughts on him.
He was good. I really liked him in the third. We were obviously pushing to get back that goal, to get it to 1-1, which we did. And they had a power play late, which they were really pretty effective on with many shots. I thought he stood in there, and then really right after that for another minute or so, they peppered us pretty good, and he stood tall and kicked a bunch out. He gives us a chance every night to win. He's for whatever reason, we've had a tough time scoring goals the last 3 starts he's had here, and that's never easy as a goalie. If your team's only scoring 1 like we're doing, it puts a lot of stress on him. I thought he's handled that nicely. So for the most part, yeah, he was outstanding. Gives us a chance. We've just got to do a better job of putting some behind that other goal in the other end and take some pressure off and get him a couple W's.
And obviously, with Providence's magic number being 2, what's your game plan for Saturday's game against Hartford, who has been on a big hot streak lately?
Yeah, well, we're going to have our hands full. I think both these teams have certainly made a push here the last month or so, and we've been reeling a little bit to score goals and get back into the win column. So we've got a tall task ahead of us going into Hartford. They always play hard there. They've been lights out on their power play, so we're going to have to stay out of the penalty box, and we're going to have to defend the net front, and we're going to have to get excited and get pucks deep and get pucks to their net and get some second and third chances so we can start scoring some more goals.
Thank you.